Our research is focused on a rare lung condition called Idiopathic Pulmonary Fibrosis, also known as IPF, and other form of related interstitial lung diseases known as progressive pulmonary fibrosis or PPF. Those diseases are characterized by a progressive scarring of lung tissue that hinders the normal uptake of oxygen. This leads to burdensome physical symptoms such as breathlessness, cough, or fatigue that tremendously impact the patient's quality of life. Unfortunately, the diseases are of an irreversible nature with a median life expectancy of 2 to 5 years from diagnosis. Medical treatments are available, but they can only slow down the disease progression. Several unmet non-medical patient needs remain, and patient advocacy organizations and clinical experts stress the need for holistic, person-centered care models that address those outcomes that matter the most to patients.
In our project, we use different methods, so we combine literature searches, surveys, but also focus groups, interviews with patients, because it's really this combination of methods that will be useful to realize our common goals, and that's to come up with a core outcome set for patients living with progressive pulmonary fibrosis. So we want to determine the key outcomes that matter most to patients and clinicians to be embedded in their routine clinical care.
You could think of a core outcome set as kind of a guidebook that can help care teams across Europe to determine best practice care models and the most relevant outcomes for their clinical practice as well as the research.
Well, current care models are mainly physician-driven, and this is understandably because it's a rare disease. You need a lot of expertise to diagnose and know how to manage this disease. But we want to broaden things up and also pay attention to the special needs of people. So once we have a core outcome set available and its corresponding measures, this can be embedded in clinical care throughout Europe, irrespective of the characteristics of the patients and also the healthcare system where people are being treated. So by paying attention to these core outcomes, problems or difficulties, challenges will be picked up more easily, and so clinical teams will also be able to offer help more proactively. And it will also facilitate communication, we believe, between the clinical team and the patient. So this is what we really hope to have an impact on the patient's quality of life and also the quality of care they are receiving. Well, it's a rare condition, so expertise is spread across Europe. So you have clinical experts who very well know the medical aspects of the disease, but you also need allied health professionals like us. We are both psychologists, but also nurses, other professionals to understand more the patient aspects. And within that collaboration, it's also key to involve and work together with patient advocacy organizations. So for us, the patient experts are like real partners and full partners within the consortium. And it's by bringing together that expertise that we will have impact, because it's a rare disease. If you stay in your own country, your own center, you will do great research, but only for a bunch of people. So you need to scale up that expertise and learning from each other, being very complementary in a team in order to realize your ambitions and make a difference for many people across Europe.
So within our project, we first started by trying to identify the most relevant health outcomes for people living with IPF and PPF that are currently out there. To do that, we conducted a very comprehensive literature review, and we held focus group sessions that were led by patients and patient representatives, and we also conducted an international survey with IPF experts. So by doing that, we identified a range of outcomes that are currently used in research and clinical practice, and we classified those outcomes according to the COMET categories, which is like a guideline system on how to classify outcomes. And by that, we were able to identify a very long list of possible outcomes and outcome domains. And then we had consensus meetings with our international and interdisciplinary research team, where we also have patients and patient representatives as co-researchers. And by that, we were able to reduce that list to 56 meaningful outcome domains that were piloted by patient representatives and that were also translated in other languages. And we are now about to start our international multi-round Delphi survey with multiple stakeholder groups, which is the next step in our project. And the goal of the survey is going to be that we try to identify the most relevant core outcomes. And in the final step of our project, we will identify corresponding measure instruments to finalize our core outcome set. To be part of this international project has been really challenging and beneficial for me. And I see the most added value in being confronted with diverse perspectives and professional backgrounds and also lived experiences in our team. So in our project, we closely collaborate with colleagues from all over Europe and also with patients. And I have learned a lot about how to express ideas and thoughts in a team where I work together with people whose background and experiences maybe completely differ from my background and the healthcare system that I'm used to work and think in. And I also learned a lot about how to truly listen to people who try to express their ideas in a foreign language, and also about how to express my own ideas in a language that's not my native tongue. And I also learned a lot from the guidance and the feedback that is provided to us by our principal investigators and project management, and the different methodological approaches that we use in the project, and how to write a research paper, how to write a scientific report, like on an international level with an international team. And yeah, I can take these experiences with me and share them in future projects that I will hopefully be involved in.